Hello, everyone. This is Lit. Did you hear that? I heard something buzzing. Huh? Maybe you didn't hear it. But anyway, this is Robert Landau. Did you hear that? Something's buzzing. There's like this buzz, like something's flying around. But anyway, this is Robert Landau, Live Life Well TV host, and this is another episode of a weekly program here on Live Life Well TV that we call Top 10. So did you hear that? Something's in here. Oh, wow. What was I saying? I can't believe you don't hear that. Every week oh gosh, now my thoughts are all abuzz. Every week we look at a different top 10 list. And this week, oh wow, that was close. Whoa. This week we're going to take a look at top 10 things you might not have known about bees. You get the sting of it? Stay tuned. All right. Are you ready? You want to get buzzed? So before we go any further, we would like to acknowledge not one, but two websites. The first one is Family Handyman, if you can believe it.com. Actually, it's not really Family Handyman, if you can believe it.com. It's really familyhandyman.com, if you can believe it. The other one is mentalfloss.com. So without further ado, here are top 10 things you probably didn't know about the amazing world of bees. So, number one, bee stings can allegedly cure disease. And here's why. A toxin in bee venom called melittin, melittin, may prevent HIV, according to scientists at Washington University in St. Louis. The melittin can kill HIV by poking holes into the virus's protective envelope. Bee stings may also ease pain associated with rheumatoid arthritis, according to researchers at the University of Sao Paulo in Brazil. The team found that molecules in bee venom actually increase the body's level of glucocorticoid. Oh my gosh, why do these things have to be so difficult to pronounce? But I'll spell it for you. G-L-U, my God, I can't even spell. Glucocorticoid. So I finally got to be able to spell it. I think you need to give me that. 1 out of 2 ain't bad, but that is an anti-inflammatory hormone. Number 2, honeybees help the world go round. Let's move on to another common thing we associate with in bees, obviously, that has to be honey. Globally, there are more honeybees than other types of bee and pollinating insects, making them the world's most important pollinator of food crops. There are 3 kinds of bees in a hive: queen, worker, and drone. The worker bees are all female and perform all the work for the hive. A beehive in summer can have as many as 50,000 to 80,000 bees, with 556 worker bees required to gather a pound of honey. That is right. 556 worker bees are required to gather just a pound of honey. Bumblebees are round and fuzzy. Honeybees are smaller and thinner. And while honeybees have a clear distinction between head and abdomen, bumblebees are all of one piece. Honeybees also have two sets of wings, a larger set in front and a smaller set in back. The average worker bee makes about 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in her lifetime. They can also produce beeswax thanks to the special glands on their stomach that secrete wax into little pockets that they can chew with their mandibles and form into a honeycomb. Bees are the only insect in the world that make food humans can eat. I think bees are amazing. I'm not sure I would want to be close to a hive of them without some protective gear, but nevertheless, wow. God made really something when God made the bee. Here's number 3. Bees, contrary to popular belief, are intelligent. Now, as far as how relatable bees are to humans, there are quite a few things to take note, to be aware of. First of all, according to Bee America, bees see faces the same way we do, taking parts like eyebrows, lips, and ears to make out the whole face. This is called configural processing. And you know, now that this is mentioned, when I've come face to face with a bee, I really do believe just the way it kind of hovers and faces me, that it really does and can see my face. Bees are also mighty mathematicians, capable of solving what mathematicians call the traveling salesman problem that even stumps some computers. The traveling salesman problem asks the following. Given a list of cities and the distances between each pair of cities, what is the shortest possible route that visits each city and returns to the origin city? Researchers at Royal Holloway University in London found that bumblebees tend to fly the shortest route possible between flowers, making them the only animals known to solve that problem that was just posed. Number 4, bees are the Vikings of the insect world. Bees have incredible Viking-like vision. The Vikings are believed to have navigated with sundials. On cloudy days, they used chunks of calcite as polarized filter to keep them on track. They placed the calcite in front of their eyes to darken skies, manage reflections, and suppress glare from the surface of lakes or the sea. Bees, too, use the sun as a compass. When it's cloudy, they navigate by polarized light using special photoreceptors to find where the sun is in the sky. Totally amazing. Which brings us to number 5. Bees, unfortunately, as you probably know, happen to be disappearing at more than alarming rates. Unfortunately, bees' numbers are falling across the world due to factors such as pesticide overuse and habitat loss. There are many ways that one can help the bee: avoid using pesticides in one's garden, plant herbs and bee-friendly plants, even on balconies, and shop for certified organic food, since on average, plant, insect, and bird life is 50% more abundant on organic farms. Number 6, bees work hard. During chillier seasons, worker bees can live for 9 months. But in the summer, they rarely last, get this, I didn't know this, longer than 6 weeks. They literally work themselves to death. Here's number 7. When bees change jobs, they change their brain chemistry. Bees are hardwired to do certain jobs. Scout bees, which search for new sources of food, are wired for adventure. Soldier bees, discovered in 2012, work as security guards their whole life. 1% of all middle-aged bees become undertakers. A genetic brain pattern compels them to remove dead bees from the hive. But most amazingly, regular honeybees, which perform multiple jobs in their lifetime, will change their brain chemistry before taking up a new job, a new assignment. Who knew? Which brings us to number 8. Bees can recognize human faces, just as we said before. They make out faces the same way we do. And the New York Times reports that eyebrows, lips, and ears, they cobble them together to make out a whole face. And New York Times knows what it's talking about. So yeah, a bee can recognize you. I think that's a fact that is worth repeating, not once, but twice. I mean, who knew any of this stuff? I'm sure you'll agree or consider the possibility that the world of bees is even more intricate and amazing than originally thought, which brings us to number 9. Along those lines, bees have personalities. Even in beehives, as we said before, there are workers and shirkers. Researchers at the University of Illinois found that not all bees are interchangeable drones. Some bees are thrill seekers, while others are a bit more timid. A 2011 study even found that agitated honeybees can be pessimistic, showing that to some extent, bees just might have feelings. I tend to agree. I think this is truly amazing stuff, which brings us to number 10, the last in our countdown of top 10 things you might not have known about bees. And number 10 is honeybees can fly between 15 to 20 miles per hour. At a top speed of 15 to 20 miles per hour, honeybees are not the fastest flyers in the bug world. That's because they're built for short trips from flower to flower, not for long distance hauls. Their tiny wings must flap, get this, 12,000 to 15,000 times per minute just to keep their bodies aloft for a flight home to the hive, usually at a clip of about 12 miles per hour when fully loaded up with pollen. So how about that? I hope you found this as Oh, here they are again. They must have heard what we were talking about, and they know my personality well. They know that I'm so vulnerable, innocent, and chaste. I better sign off before this buzzing gets even more intense, because I don't want to get stung. Anyway, this has been Robert Landau, a little giddy Robert Landau, hoping you had as good a time as I did. Thank you for tuning into Top 10. We'll see you on another episode of Top 10 here on Live Life Well TV. Ooh.